Hello, everybody, and welcome to Weird Ventures. My name is Derek. I'm the game master running today, and today we are making our way through the Sunless Citadel. And joining me today are a group of fabulous friends. Ooh, got a new follower, I think. Yes. I think it's Ellie. Thank you for following, Ellie.
I just realised I wasn't following. I'm so sorry to disappoint.
Wow.
Shame! For shame! I'm so sorry. That's for me.
I
Family.
appreciate the follow. It's better late than never.
Dishonor on me, dishonor on my cow.
Because it's time to bully you, joining us today is this fabulous dragon. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
My name is Ellie. I am the latecomer to the party in more ways than one, apparently. And I play the adorable cow.
Yes, our favorite little baby dragon.
He's just a baby.
Just a wee babby. And we also have Kenny, if you'd like to introduce yourself as well.
Hi, this is Jennifer, and I am playing Penny Peanut Posy Poppy, your garden, your forest gnome rogue.
Absolutely. I've missed that very long name. Bring us up to Ophelia.
Sorry, I have to act like I just wasn't in the middle of a sip of water. My name is Corey, and I am playing Ophelia Valacor, the Triton Sorcerer Warlock.
Well, you know, having a bunch of water in your lungs is very on brand with your character. So,
they can do both.
That'll bring us up to Ina.
My name is RJ. I play Ina the Halfling Wizard.
That you do. And of course, we have Biner.
Hi, this is Chris. I am playing Binur the Wise, the Loxodon Druid, Star Druid.
Hell yeah. And then last but not least, but also maybe not last, because Miguel may be joining us again later in today's session. We don't know. We'll bring us to Balthazar. Yes.
Oh, hello. Hello. Tis me, Cosmic. I'm playing our Asmar Grave Cleric, Balthazar. It's just, we're having a time.
We're having a time. And speaking of the time we're having, I'll go ahead and take care of the recap for this week because it has been a very long time since we've played because I've been sick with COVID. So if y'all hear a horrible cough, it's probably me. Yeah, or Cosmic. Cosmic is also sick.
Luckily, I don't think it is the COVIDs. Not entirely sure.
I pray not. I pray not. It's not fun. But yeah. A recap of last week was an action-packed battle in Block's laboratory. There was a druid leading a bunch of goblins and their experiments. This big back-and-forth battle was going on. It was a close call for the baby dragon Calstrix, but y'all managed to pull out on top, defeating the opposition and learning a few things as you're digging through the individual rooms of the laboratory. You found some giant rats they'd been experimenting on to create a regenerating mold monster that was giving Balthazar a hard time, just biting on Balthazar's arm and shaking its head like crazy. Some,
It's always Balthazar.
it's true. All of my monsters hate Balthazar.
All the homies hate Balthazar.
That's right. Um, there also seemed to be some kind of alchemical cauldron they were using to create some kind of concoction. You found the Book of the Barghest that detailed information about said creatures. Specifically, you discovered that Barghest can be banished to Gehenna if you manage to submerge its entire body, 10 foot by 10 foot, in fire. So, learned a little secret that might help you out. Aina discovered a book on the druid's body, but is keeping that under wraps for the moment, and y'all decided to take a short rest. As y'all took that short rest, though, you noticed something... You noticed something strange in the door next to you. It's this thick mist slowly begin pooling into the room, sort of creeping along the floor, making your ankles feel cold, almost dulling your senses, as it smells like nothing, and that it actually seems to wipe away whatever scent is in the room. Which I can relate to a lot, because I just had COVID. I couldn't smell anything for a whole week. It sucked.
Yikes.
But, yes. Y'all short rested, and this mist seems to be slowly creeping along the floor. Nothing you've done has seemed to deter it. We'll start with Erky, who went over to pick up Calstrix in his arms, which is funny because Calstrix is almost as big as Erky is, as he's sort of carrying the little dragon across, giving him some pets because they are a little messed up, to say the least. So there, as you slowly come to.
Hello. Person.
You doing okay? You got pretty roughed up by that druid back there.
I hurt, but I live, so I'm okay.
That's good. It's good. I'll get you back to the rest of the group. And Erky will give a little wave to Penny as carries a dragon up to him next to the open door. Yeah, Calstrix, this would be the first time you're noticing this strange fog that seems to be coating the ground.
Has she ever experienced cold before? I don't think she has.
No, she's been in the very, very warm room, which was nice.
Is the fog visible?
Oh, yes.
She's gonna wriggle out of their arms and she's gonna start patting at the floor.
Yeah, the fog kind of floofs away when you swing your tail through it and stomp your feet, but it always seems to come back and seems to be continuing to spread past you and down the hallway.
It's cold.
Aw.
Yeah, it is a little bit. Kind of worried about it. Don't know where it's really coming from, but it's probably fine, right? He says, kind of looking up to Penny for some reassurance.
I'm not so sure, Erky. I'm a little worried about it. I don't trust this fog.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Anyways, is everybody else doing okay? says, kind of peeking into the room.
As fine as we can be, I'm certain.
Doing just wonderful over here.
How fucked up does Ophelia look like, real quick?
Oh, she's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think y'all have all short rested up to almost max HP, except for Calstrix. But
I did
spell
find
slots.
something.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ina's just gonna pull out the book. I can't read it.
Yeah. So one of you does look at that book and does in fact recognize some of the symbols on the cover. That book is in fact written in Druidic.
Ooh. All eyes on Viner.
Yes. Well, does Viner say anything, or Viner be like, "Nope, can't read it. Sorry."
You look up and be like, "Oh, would you like me to take a look?"
I mean, to be most helpful, yes.
All right.
And Ina's just gonna hand over the book.
He'll start thumbing through it.
Yeah. So, leather pages sort of feel, a little rough under your skin as you open it up, and it does seem to be a journal of notes on scientific experiments. Ellie, you have to not hide your dice, because I can't even see what you just rolled. Yeah.
I'm just trying to scroll up. What is going on? Sorry, I am having so many troubles now. I was just trying to roll a little more health.
Oh, it's all good. So, we'll get back to binders. Sorry. It has been a while, so, we'll all get used to Foundry. If you have any questions, let me know, because I would be happy to help. So, Ellie, what you want to do first is, right underneath where the things appear in the chat box, there's a little dice, and next to it says public roll, or maybe private roll for you, or blind roll, or something like that. Self roll. Do you see anything like that, Ellie?
Do not. I shall refresh, but I just saw I could do that.
Okay. Well, that's good. Now we can see your stuff. Do you see a little area that says language?
No, I see the chat, but there's nothing below. I think it's just my screen being weird. I will close
That's
down
all
the
good.
room and open it.
It is all good. During our break today, maybe I'll see if you can send me some screenshots and stuff, and we'll figure it out. But for now, as long as you can reveal your stuff later, that's good. And yeah, you get 12 more HP, and you can add 4 onto that because of your con mod. But anyway, Biner, as you're looking through this journal of notes, opening it up, you're seeing many little experiments being logged. Speaks of... Well, there are 3 sections that you see as you flip through. You see one called Gulthias Fruit. You see one called Russet Molds. And then you see a final one that seems to be labeled Amalgam. Which would you like to read first?
The fruit.
All right. So you turn to the one labeled Fruit. You'd see a journal entry that reads as such. The Gulthias Fruit seems to be doing its job remarkably well. We've come across lesser trees made from lesser vampires. None of them have brought the same results, should I say, as this one does. Indeed, this one seems magnificent on the kobolds that we've experimented on. It seems it takes one whole fruit consumed, slowly turn someone into a vampire spawn. Though, as powerful as this is, it doesn't seem to be bringing us any closer to our ultimate goal. The spawn isn't beholden to a master. It has all the powers of a lesser vampire, but doesn't obey as thralls normally should. In fact, they seem almost mindless, though that might be the hunger. We haven't let our current subject feed yet. I'm sure this research will be useful for the amalgam, though.
All right, he'll jump to that
The-
section.
Amalgam?
Yeah.
Alright. As you go to that section, it reads thusly. Combining the russet mold with the Gulthias fruit has been long and arduous work. We've certainly needed to take some extra alchemical elements and a lot of trial and error to ultimately accomplish our goals, but our last two subjects have been extremely promising. It seems through our combination, and you can see there are notes that seem to detail essentially a alchemical mixture. Oh, do we have a Miguel?
Yes, I'm sorry. I just woke up from nap.
Shame.
Shaking my
Fail.
damn head. I'll finish reading this to Biner. We'll get you involved as soon as possible. But as you read again, you see all the alchemical notes sort of detailing what they've done, combining, it seems to be seeds from the Gulthias fruit with the russet mold that they had been experimenting with in the other room, and it seems the concoction, the sort of acidic one that you saw in the room with the cauldron Biner, all this mixed together seems to be what they are talking about when they mention this amalgam. But as you continue to read on, it says, Sylvain, the paladin, and Sharwin have made glorious subjects, perhaps our very first successes. They're enthralled to the tree and to Balak, but they haven't lost that spark of intelligence. They aren't mindless like the Vegapygmies or the Thornies. Their thirst is actually non-existent. The only thing that could be better is if we were able to include some more powerful vampiric qualities onto them, but for now, this will work. They are entirely obedient, but also cognizant. They are believers in what we choose for them to believe. They retain their memories, but are unswayed. They will make excellent soldiers for our plans in Barovia.
He would have been reading this out loud to everybody so that they
All
could
right.
hear.
Yeah.
Barovia.
Yeah, Barovia?
Yeah, Barovia.
Barovia?
Sound familiar to anyone?
Barovia. Would it be?
If anyone wants to roll a history check, you can, but you're going to need probably a critical to have heard of it.
Nope.
Definitely not.
Nah. A shame.
It's the wrong type of critical.
I mean, Derek never specified. Give us the deeds.
Yeah. You're pretty sure that you've heard of Barovia Biner. You're pretty sure that there's like a really nice type of pretzel that comes from there.
Oh, I did say I had no idea what this place was.
Yeah.
Place.
Yeah, your roll heard what you said, and it was just like, yes, you will fail.
Definitely don't know.
I
Yeah.
got you, fam.
None of you have heard of it.
Hmm.
Well, it's concerning about wasn't one of these your friend that you're looking for? He's talking about now being a subject.
Yeah,
I know.
Charwin too. Urki will add in.
Balthazar gives Urki like a sympathetic look before staring down at the book. I'm discomforted by the fact that they seem to be attempting to create more vampires.
Well, it sounds like it's more than just vampires. Somehow connected to the tree. And loyal to the tree.
We should definitely burn or dump the concoction in the other room then.
Might be for the best to get rid of it entirely.
So he'll hold up the files that he took, because that's all that's left, and say, so you guys don't want to see if you can come up with a way to reverse this or anything?
Do we have the time?
Well, I don't know if we
Anybody have
Oh.
a herbalism kit? Or poisoner's kit?
I think. Oh no, I have a healer's kit. That's what I have.
I will say, because you looked in all the side rooms, no one looked in the main room. There are a lot of supplies in this main room that you could also dig through if you want to look for something like that.
Sure, we'll pilfer through the boxes.
Okay. If anyone wants to roll investigation, you can.
Go for it. +3. Ooh, let's go, Ina. This is 7.
Excellent. Okay.
Smarties.
So while
The
y'all,
smart people.
I'm gonna move everyone into the main room and just have y'all dig through these boxes real quick.
I had to remind myself while Binor was green.
Just have y'all do that, because while y'all are doing that, I will tell you what you get. But while you're doing that, we are going to go back in time for just a quick moment to Miguel. Miguel?
Yay!
Yeah, would you like to do the honors of introducing your character?
Hello, my name is Miguel. I'll be playing Porum, the fairy fighter.
Yes.
And I've been gone for a couple of weeks, so I'm confusion.
The grand return. All right. So, Miguel, we're gonna pop you right over here for the moment. So, Miguel, you went off to see if you could get some help from upstairs. And your adventure kind of went as such. You flew up the hole that y'all came through covered in vines, and using your glaive, you noticed at the top of the hole the vines had sort of sealed shut, and you had been using your glaive to try to cut a way through to get back up, but it seemed no matter how much you cut, how often you cut, the vines just kept regrowing, coming back, until eventually you grew quite tired and you set up a hammock up in the hole to sleep the night. You were worried, enemies might show up, might hurt you, something like that. So you spent a night, which means I think you're pretty much fine. I think you're long rested. I think I already did that for you, but yeah, it looks like everything you have is back up, so you're good. So yeah, you had a full night's rest. After that, you came back down and you were going to go and try your friends, but you heard a commotion from this door over here. You heard lots of voices you didn't recognize. It sounded like a lot of enemies come out from that door, and you decided to hide, or decided to go in a different direction as not to get caught, because you're pretty sure their numbers would have overwhelmed you. So you went up to the north, because nobody has been to the north yet. You went up there, and you followed. There's a little cave at the back, all the way down, and you found, well, at this point, I'll put you back into your own shoes. Sorry for controlling your character for a bit.
Oh, you're fine.
But at this point, the back of this cave, there isn't a map for it yet, but I will describe it in the theater of our mind. You found where the wolves that ran off have been nesting. A couple of wolves left, as y'all did take care of most of them. They look at you warily, but they seem to be more frightened of you as opposed to trying to threaten you. So they're kind of in their own corners, backing away. There is a collapsed passageway in front of you. Rocks tumbled to the ground, and in front of you there is a symbol on the ground that as you look at it, let's actually see real quick. Yes, it would be written in this language, so I'm going to type it into our chat real quick. This is a new thing that we have, by the way, as I think you were gone when we implemented it, called Polyglot, which essentially makes it to where if it's a language you know, you will be able to read it. Oh no, your sheet isn't updated with languages yet, so I'm going to do that just real quick. I'm going to see what languages that you knew. So give me just the swiftest of moments to do that. Where is the Saturdays? There's the Saturdays. But I guess, is there anything else you'd like to do in this room, not involving what you see on the ground?
Is there any other, distinguishable characteristics about the room at all? You said the wolves are nesting here. Is
roll me
what's more in the room?
Yeah, roll me a perception.
Okay, let's see if I remember how to do this. It's been a while since I used Foundry.
Yeah, so you can double click your token to get to your sheet faster, or you can just click under characters and then you want to be in attributes, and you should see a list of skills. Ooh.
Oh my god. That's intelligence. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
What?
you wanted perception, not investigation.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I misheard. Still 4! Yay!
Par for the course.
Oh man. Alright. So as you look around, you do see little makeshift beds for all of the wolves. Most of which lie empty because y'all did take out most of the pack. But yes, perfect. I am going to be adding your languages now. So it looks like you knew Celestial, Elvish, Sylvan. Sylvan, Elvish, Celestial. Man, perfect. So now, in the chat box, you are able to read this.
What? It's like strange symbols to me on this end. Let me see if I can update it. Hold up. Refresh my page real quick.
Is it not letting you read it?
I'm refreshing just to see if maybe I have to refresh it since you
Okay.
updated it.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, that actually might be it. I remember with.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Excellent.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. And is it just like scrawled like in dirt? Is it like in?
It
In
seems to be crafted from stone in the ground. You're pretty sure that it had to have been done magically. So somebody used some sort of magical ability to shape the stone in the ground to write this out in Sylvan.
Using my glaive, I'm just gonna poke at it for a second from a distance, just in case, it's another trap or there's something magic voodoo shenanigans happening.
Yeah. You give it a poke with your glaive. There's that nasty sound of metal on stone, but other than that, nothing seems to happen, aside from the wolves wincing a bit.
Horn's just gonna look around a little uncomfortable, and then take a deep breath and cautiously make his way to this passageway.
Yes. Well, it seems to be entirely collapsed rocks, fallen, filling up what used to be some kind of tunnel, perhaps. Now, doesn't seem even you, with your relatively small stature, would be able to fit through it.
Are there any cracks in or space, say like in between the collapsed rock where I can maybe see further down? Or would it be too dark?
No,
I do not
I'll
have
give
dark.
you. Oh yeah, you don't have dark vision?
I do not have dark vision.
If you'd like to light a torch, you could.
Believe I have a torch? Let me check.
I think you should. I think you have an explorer's pack, and that should have some torches in it. Oh yeah, it doesn't look like you have a torch.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I have one.
In that case, yeah, you would not be able to see through, sadly.
Oh, wait, hold up. I do have... Never mind. Wait, never mind. I thought I had... a different spell than what I had.
All good.
And then Druidcraft. Yeah, never mind. Never mind.
All good. Yeah, it does seem that this dark passageway is a dead end.
Well, I guess I turn back.
All right. By the time that you turn back, make your way back through this winding tunnel, you come back to the room where you had heard enemies emerging from that door. The door hangs open, and there's the signs of combat all over the floor, as well as some ash piles that you would probably recognize as most likely Balthazar and Ophelia's doing by this point, as they do love to burn the bodies. And you're probably hearing the sounds of people shifting through a bunch of garbage in the next room. Maybe some grumbling. Familiar voices.
I'll go ahead and make my way towards the door. And since they sound familiar to me, I'm just gonna give a quick knock on the door. Just kind of announce my presence.
Excellent. I'm giving you complete control of your character now, by the way. So move yourself however you'd like. Knock, knock, knock.
Knock on the door, still a little bit battle high. Balthazar has a hand over his crossbow. And looks to the rest of the party like, what?
We made sure that room was clear, yes?
I
don't think the enemy would knock.
Exactly. I don't think on the door. I'm just gonna go over and open the door.
Well, the door
Brave
is
child.
open, so I imagine Porum's like leaning in, knocking on the door, the side of a hand.
Housekeeping.
Balthazar, relax. Oh,
Penny, you're the first
Porum.
person to see Porum.
Where have you been?
Oh, hi, Penny. I've kind of just, been here, been a little bit there, slept in some vines.
Really could have used your help. We've been fighting so many bad things. Oh, and I don't know.
I'm sorry,
Oh, and we found my dragon. You have to come meet my dragon.
Porum's just gonna look at the others in the room and kind of just give a slight wave. His face kind of just like overwhelmed with sensory overload.
Yeah.
yes.
At the very least, your some of your senses aren't being overloaded, as there is a strange mist that you are noticing that's creeping along the floor now, and it's making the room a little chilly.
Is there a reason why this room has a purple, glowing, ominous mist on the floor?
From what I could surmise from it, it's mostly harmless at this moment.
Trust
This
it.
moment.
I mean, I got a nat 20 on it last time, so I was told it was mostly harmless.
You also surmised it was magical, correct?
Yes.
There's not much we can do about it until we potentially reach its source.
It was very concerning. We shouldn't linger here much longer.
It's not flammable, is it?
That we know of.
I mean, we got the torch on.
That is a a flame. It's a torch that glows and looks like fire, but it does not burn. So who knows?
Is it flammable, Derek?
I would say with your nat 20, you could be pretty certain it is not flammable.
Oh, it's fine.
I just wanted to make sure that, the next firebolt that Ophelia throws out is not going to explode everybody.
The whole fucking pillar of stone, the Sunless Citadel, as it explodes.
Yeah. Well, from some of the journals we've been finding, it might be useful to have a much larger area of effect. If we're to potentially get rid of Dern, Balthazar says this as he digs through the box. Do we find herbalism kit or something similar?
I think I have an herbalism kit.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop digging though.
Orin
Yeah.
has one, but you do find a couple of other things. Give me just a moment to import them into our items so I can hand them to you. It's Balthazar and Ina find two different things. So give me one sec.
Oh, it would be Ophelia, I
It would be
think.
Ophelia.
Ophelia.
She had the
Got it?
one. Yes.
Okay.
19 and a 21.
Excellent. There we are. So you would find two neato items. You would find, allow me to show players, one of these.
Ooh. Ooh.
And you would also find, we'll say that Ina finds the Poisoner's Kit, and Ophelia, you find one of these.
Ooh.
And if you wish to add those to your inventory, you should be able to click over on right next to the actors directory, which is where your character sheets are. There is a little briefcase that is items directory, and under items you should be able to find both of those items. Drag them over. You could also type them in the search bar if you need to, and just drag them down into your character sheet, and you'll have them.
Yeah, full ones.
Yes.
I have poisoners. What'd you find, Ophelia?
I found an alchemist supplies.
Hey. I guess a quick check to see if the liquid is poisonous. Well, we know it's poisonous. I mean, my brain. Looking for playing intelligent characters. I am looking to see if I can hodgepodge if it's curable in a quick way.
Sure. As you looking at it, you can go ahead and roll me an investigation. And I will modify the DC because you do have a poisoner's kit, but not too much because you aren't proficient in it.
13.
Yeah. As you're looking at it, you do determine one thing. It isn't considered a poison, at the very least. It isn't poisonous. But it does give you the idea that you should maybe come at this from a different angle. And you can make a medicine check on it, if you like, or ask someone else to take a look at it with some medicine.
Ophelia, I need your opinion on this. And
Sure.
your medicinal brain.
Sounds good. Rolling medicine.
Yes. So yeah, it does seem to be more of a disease than a poison. Looking at it this way. You do know that it might take some time. You could create a cure for this, given the right resources. And time would require some study. But you also know that this isn't in itself the completed product. This is just one part that mixes with russet mold and a seed from the Gulthias tree. So you need more, essentially, if you want to create this cure. You'll need proper samples, which for the russet mold you could collect, though collecting it can be a little dangerous if you're not careful. It needs a very steady hand. But you also need a sample from a tree itself or fruit from it.
The good thing Ophelia has a vial of russet mold already.
It's true. In fact, with an 18, you do realize something. You might have been able to get the sample from the tree that you needed from that kobold, but sadly, he is ash.
Good bird.
That's what we get for burning bodies.
Listen, I don't. Neither I nor Balthazar want that shit to be coming back at us, okay? Leave me alone. Don't judge me.
I knew those body burning days were gonna get to us eventually.
Listen, until we have to go against a burning corpse because of us, I will take no shit talking.
Oh man.
Listen, we're going towards this tree. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know if we have time. I mean, we're gonna try.
I think we should just see what we can do once we get to the end of this.
Count all our chickens. I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to be back.
It's certainly good to see you again. Did you come across anything?
You know, now that you mention it, I came upon a passageway of sorts on the way here, but I wasn't really able to explore much of it. It was caved in, unfortunately. Although there was a very ominous message in front of it saying no turning back in Sylvan, which is a very unusual language to see up here.
Is it? We know Balak's down here.
I would have expected if it was the locks were it to maybe be written in Druidic. Since that's a little less common to read, but Sylvan, I don't know, at least in my experience, most Elven bloods at least know some Sylvan.
The werewolf. He was Elvish, right?
He was.
Perhaps he left the message as just a reminder to himself.
That is certainly a potential thing.
Or it could be about this Barovia place.
Barovia?
You want to roll a history,
bet.
Migs?
I mean, sure. I was
What?
more just
Crit.
Nat 20, Nat 20, Nat 20!
4. Oh wait, hold up.
Oh,
9. At least it's not a 4.
Best pretzels you've ever had.
Oh, yeah, those Barovian pretzels.
That's right.
Or was it Barovian waffles? It was one of the two. Something started with a B and ended with waffles.
We should get going before this fog spreads more.
You're right.
Did we want to check the passageway again? I mean, I couldn't really see anything down. There were some gaps in the rocks, but I couldn't make anything out. It was too dark. But I know some of you can see okay in the dark.
I maybe if we have the time to, once we get beyond that door, but
I cannot see.
we should likely keep pressing forward, at least for the time being. We'll come back to that passageway.
So it seems someone has opened this door. And you see a very exciting
I wonder
room.
who.
A very exciting room in front of you. As you see 10 feet of stone. And then another door.
What
What kind of stone?
door?
Gray
So many
stone with
doors.
mist under it. Misty gray door.
What can we hear beyond the door?
You can roll perception. It was really funny the last session though, because I remember somebody asked, "What can I hear beyond this door?" I'm like, "It's fucking 10 feet of nothing."
Yeah.
You hear the sounds of another door.
Damn it!
Foundry is just not kind.
No.
It's not.
Well, the combat
Is-
last week or last time we played was super rough.
Are we all rolling perception?
I would say because of how tiny this room is, only the first two people to roll
Okay.
would be able to. So
Oh, well,
only people able to fit their
Way.
faces next to the door. Unless y'all really do think it logically makes sense for everyone shuffling around in the room to press their ear to this door.
I mean,
Listen, we got 2 big people and 2 tiny people. We can fit in their spaces.
that is true.
It's like a
But
Brady Bunch.
as
Do I get advantage for my hearing?
it's got big ears.
What? Last, but my race.
Oh, sorry, you're cutting out a little, Chris.
Don't I get advantage because of my race for here?
I am not as familiar with Loxodons as I'd like to be. Let's double check.
I get picked out myself.
Loxodon, you have keen smell. Yeah. So you can smell real good. You
I'll just listen. No,
okay?
You can't hear anything.
Yeah.
I can't hear anything.
No.
Haven't cleaned out my ears in a while.
Yeah.
You just hear the heavy breathing of the person next to you.
But listening in, everything sounds quiet.
Is someone
Ah,
going
no,
to open the door?
No, we're gonna stand here.
All right, let me move Urki up a bit to join y'all. Okay.
I'm shocked you're not running up in front of everything, Ina.
I am blind. Need I remind you?
All right. So as you step into this room, this is what you see. Nodules of luminescent fungus hang from the ceiling and walls and grow in clumps on the flagstone floor. The light illuminates portions of a grand bas relief carving on the stone walls that aren't covered in fungus. The carvings depict great dragons in various stages of raining fire down upon terrified people. Soil and compost cover half of the chamber's floor, as well as a thick coating of mist. You see, there are a variety of feeble plants growing on this compost, almost as if it's some kind of garden. There's a bench containing simple gardening implements that stands along the west wall.
Alright, there's 3 doors. You want them all at once?
Should we roll a die?
Balthazar's opening the one he's immediately next to with Ina.
Alright.
Oh, whoop,
Oh,
we both clicked it.
yeah.
Just
So,
a quick.
No.
Balthazar, as you creak this bad boy open, you see much of a similar scene to what you saw below. You see the fungus sort of continues, as do the depictions of great dragons. And you see another similar such little gardening bench with a wheelbarrow up ahead.
Can we discern where the fog's coming from? I guess to say, like, where it's seeping out of.
Roll a nature.
Oh god.
Do it. Smart boy.
Leaving you.
Oh my god.
All
Look
right.
at
I
that!
am a
Hey!
smart boy today.
So you can kind of get a look for where it seems to be originating from. As you investigate, there seems to be some coming from down here and some coming from up at the top.
The fog seems to be coming from below and above. I guess it's a matter of direction. We keep going.
Is it time to split the party?
Absolutely not.
What could go
Splitting
wrong?
the party up.
I see nothing wrong with the splitting the party up. I say the
All
squishies
right.
go together and
It
then all
looks
the
like
teams go
Penny
together.
has opened a door. So, Penny, as you creak this door open, you'd see this luminescent mist blurs the edges of this octagonal chamber. More nodules of glowing fungus dot the stone walls and ceiling, as well as the caps of toadstools and mushrooms, small polyps, puffball, and lichen. The humid air reeks with rot inside this room. Don't seem to be any creatures aside from the many variety of fungus that fill this place up.
So there's different types of mushrooms in here.
Oh yeah, all different kinds.
So can I just run around this room and pick one of each type of mushroom?
Yeah. For the first mushroom that you pick, high or low?
Low.
All right. Very good. You have one mushroom that is sort of long and umbrella-like for the first one that you pick up. Would you like to pick up another?
Yes.
All right, high or low?
Hi.
Very good.
Oh.
You pick up a second mushroom that has almost like a concave cap. That almost is like a suction cup. Would you like to grab another?
Yes.
Excellent. Oh, I rolled before you even told me. High or low?
Whoa.
I actually wasn't looking, but I was gonna say low, but you
Well,
can
I'll
roll again.
Yeah, that's the plan. I
Yeah,
will
I'll
roll
say
again.
low, but roll again.
All right. I'm going to need a
Uh-oh.
Constitution saving throw from you as you pluck your third one, and a big poof of spores flies up into your face as soon as you pluck it.
Oh no.
And oh, there you go.
Ooh.
Perfect.
Oh.
So yeah, it floofs up into your face and mouth, but you're very quick. You just kind of use a hand to cover your mouth and hold your breath for a bit, and eventually the spores sort of die down, and you're okay. Would you
And
like?
what kind of mushroom was that?
Well, the mushroom is emitting these spores still. So if you want to keep holding on to it, you will, basically what I'll let you know, because you did get a nat 20, you'll have to be very careful. Every time you pull out this mushroom, you will have to make a save. You could put it in a glass vial, but when you open the glass vial to do something with it, unless
No,
you're
but
being very careful, you have to make a save.
I'm gonna toss that one away to the side.
Because that one's a nasty mushroom. It's
Yes,
just,
that's nasty.
it's bad for you.
Yes.
Do you want to keep plucking?
Yes, I do.
Right.
What's stop her?
Yeah, at this point, though, I will say if somebody wants to peek their head out and say something, you can. After the third one.
I'm gonna peek. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Come on, Penny, let's get going. There's nothing in this room.
But there's all these mushrooms in here, and remember the recipe that we have for that like mushroom beer, and it takes all different kinds of mushrooms. So I was just trying to gather as many kinds of mushrooms as I could, because maybe we could make it later.
Penny, your dragon's leaving.
No!
Alright. Penny, as you shout no and are about to leave, roll me one last perception roll.
Okay, hold on.
Ooh.
1 second here.
Right. As you turn around to head out, you didn't notice this mushroom because it was kind of next to the door where your eyes would naturally go as soon as you opened it. So you turn around. So one mushroom growing right by the door that seems to have sort of like these little rings glowing on its top. One of them's red, one of them's blue, and finally there's a little tiny white ring right at like the center of the toadstool's cap. Would you like to pick it on your way out?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, I'm going to take it on my way out.
Excellent. Now, give me a second as I look up the stats for Fireball. No, I'm joking.
Oh no!
I'm joking.
boy.
No. Nothing seems to happen as you pluck it. It keeps its little glow, and you stow it away. And if you want to add the descriptions of what I've given you to your sheet, you should be able to if you go to inventory and then you scroll down to loot. There should be a little plus. When you do that, it will make it'll be kind of this white symbol that says new loot item, and you can write those in. And if you've forgotten any, don't worry, because we'll have this on YouTube and I can rewatch it and make sure you get all your proper shrooms.
Okay, I'll add them later. I've got it written down.
Excellent. All right. Then at the top, scrolling up, as Penny now rushes out to their dragon, I believe Ina wanted to put an ear to the top door, yeah?
Yeah, see if I can hear anything.
All right.
Perceive.
Roll that perception. Excellent.
Ooh.
Sure is gonna be a pain when I don't roll well in battle.
There is nothing but cool void of silence in this room. almost too quiet. As you open the door and step inside, yes?
Yeah.
Alright. As you open this door and
since
step
it's dark,
inside, allow me to describe it for you. Luminescent mist blurs the edges of this octagonal chamber. Nodules of glowing fungus dot the stone walls and ceiling, as well as the caps of a few toadstools, mushrooms, small polyps, puffballs, and lichen. The humid air reeks with rot, as does the other, but the mist in here seems more dense. And everybody who steps into this room can roll me a perception.
Awesome. Ooh.
In fact, before you step as far as you do, Balthazar, I will let you roll your perception sort of as you're entering.
Yeah.
Uh,
Perception. 13.
yes. So, all of you notice an interesting flower in this room. Seems to be a black flower. The petals are black with sort of purple gently dotting the center, as well as a sort of purple pinkish stem. You notice, aside from the single flower, there also appears to be many other stems in the room that have no flowers. So they were cut. Ophelia, if you're not 20, you notice something interesting about all of these. The stems without flowers and the flower with a stem. By the way, the flower itself is right here. There seems to be, the earth is raised a little bit. And upon an initial glance, one might think, oh, that's probably just some gardening, or that's the roots, or what have you. Ophelia, you make out these are the shapes of bodies. These are plants growing on graves.
That's fun. We're definitely in a graveyard of sorts.
A graveyard?
I'll point out to them how it was made out to me. It's like, you see the flower there. Notice the raisings of it. It's not the soil. It's a body.
So why are the stems? What is special about the flower?
Don't know. I'm just making out about that this isn't just a room full of flowers.
It's a room full of bodies.
Yeah, it is.
Room full of corpse flowers. Speaking of, wood.
Corpse flowers.
Yeah, corpse flowers. Could Balthazar, being someone who's inadvertently surrounded by death a lot, do the flowers look familiar in any way?
Roll me a nature.
All right. Normal nature. Hey, look! I did good!
All right. So, you would know this is something called a gloom flower, and under no circumstances should you try to pick it.
Okay.
Well, there are circumstances in which you might want to. It's a very powerful alchemical regent. And, while Biner isn't up here at the moment, if y'all discuss it, it was one of the things used in that concoction that Ophelia mentioned. So if you say the words Gloomflower, Ophelia, you'll recognize it from the thing.
I love that movie.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Gloomflower,
of it.
yeah, it grows only in the Shadowfell. So this room must be mimicking the Shadowfell almost like a greenhouse does. And needless to say, if one tries to pick it, it will, it's very much capable of retaliating against someone by drawing up the most horrific memories that they have had or creating new ones.
Oh god.
As a sort of defense mechanism.
Is there a way to safely pluck it?
There is a way to safely pluck it, I would say. But sadly, you need more than a 19 for that, because this is a very rare plant, and knowledge about it is very rare.
Fuck. I think we should avoid trying to touch it for the time being, and considering how dark it is, Balthazar is going to cast light.
That's the one other thing that I would mention. As it grows only in the Shadowfell, where it is dark, it would consider light as a threat. So maybe don't do that.
No light then. Well, sorry, I know you're just gonna have to be blind for.
I can see from the glowing of the fungi.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just faint. As it is darker in this room than it was even outside. The glow of the fungi is dim in this place.
Can I see, I guess, like, looking at the flower,
Yes.
if there's a way to just neatly trim? I won't go for it if I can't do it, kind of thing.
God.
Is Aina smart enough?
I mean...
Yeah. Am I smart enough?
I think this is less about smarts and more about wisdom and the fact of we probably shouldn't touch it.
Our cleric friend said not to.
Yeah.
Did they?
They did.
I mean,
We did.
you don't know very much about this plant, so what does safely
it's
trimming
pretty.
it mean to you? What do you think is safe, I guess?
If I could unroot it from the bottom, like transferring a plant style, like you take the roots up and out.
Oh, well, this is a great time for me to let Balthazar know a little bit more about this plant. So yes, it does grow on a dead body. Its roots wind into that dead body.
Oh.
And when it needs to defend itself, it uses the dead body to for locomotion, essentially. It crawls around on all fours.
Gross.
Yeah, no, he sees the body move, he grabs Aina by the shoulder, yanks him back behind him. Yanks them back behind him.
What? What did I do?
No touching it. No, absolutely not. The body will start moving.
Isn't it what we need for the cure, though?
I'm not entirely sure about the cure. It's just, according to what Biner read out loud, it is part of what makes the disease. I would rather not have any of us be affected by that plant. If it feels threatened, it'll either give us our worst memories or start moving the body it's on.
Ah, gross.
I'd rather not.
Understood. And I'm just gonna duck my head to listen through this door as well.
Alright. But before you do that, we're going to go back down to the room with Penny and Biner and them. So yeah, I think y'all are having a interesting conversation down below. How's that going?
We're just talking about Calcerix. I'm introducing Calcerix to Porum and Porum to Calcerix and how much we hate being in this stupid closed-in place and we can't wait to get back out to nature and...
I love it. Absolutely.
Calcerix doesn't know what a forest is, and it's adorable.
Well, yes.
I was gonna ask, because I did take the mushrooms from Penny, if I could use herbalism kit to identify if they're like poisonous or not. I don't know if I can do that with the herbalism kit because it specifies herbs.
Yeah, I would allow it. You can roll a nature check with your herbalism kit if Penny wants to show the shrooms.
I've already shown them to him. He's got them in his hands.
Excellent.
So just click on the token itself, right?
Yeah, you can double click your token and it'll bring up your sheet, and then you can find all your skills. There should be one that says nature.
Oh, we're doing skill. I thought you were rolling it from the herbalism kit itself. Okay.
Nah, we'll just roll a nature, and I will adjust the DC based on your herbalism kit.
Come on. Damn it. I can't roll anything past single digits.
Because while you do have an herbalism kit, I don't think you are proficient in it.
I'm not proficient.
Yes. So yeah, these sure are some mushrooms.
They look safe.
Roll me a religion.
Religion, come on. It's the stuff I'm proficient in. I should be able. Come on!
That's looking like a yikes right there, bud.
You're not getting anything from this.
Penny, are you trying to figure out what those mushrooms are?
No, Porum's trying to figure out what they are, but he's not having much luck. I think I'll just take them back and put them in my bag.
Alright, well, if later you want me to take a look at them, I can. I have some skills that could help you out, maybe.
Sure, if Porum's alright with that and done with them.
I mean, they look fine to me, so I don't mind having taken a look at them.
Okay, I'll just take them back and put them back in my bag. Biner, are you gonna go open that door down there, or what are you doing?
I'm waiting for the rest, because...
Oh, that's right. Where did they go? I kind of forgot about
Balthazar
that.
has kind of leaned out the door and he's gonna call for the rest of the group.
Hearing Balthazar call, I'm just gonna be like, make sure you tell Penny to not touch the flower.
Oh, I'm well aware.
In fact, give me a second. I will actually see if I can give y'all a picture of the flower a bit. Yeah, actually, now I can just show y'all the flower because y'all got high enough rolls and you learned about it that it should be fine. So, give me just a quick moment as I do this. Oh, never mind. It's being a bit of a rude butt at the moment. Right.
Well, once they get there, Balthazar is warning all of them away from picking the flower and is very deliberately just looking
Here we are
Penny in
for
the
our
eye.
stream. And for our game, I'll post the flower in the art.
Oh god.
Yes, Balthazar, I understand. I won't pick the flower.
Yes, Mom.
That is the flower
Oh,
there.
terrifying.
Yeah,
Oh,
fun stuff.
terrifying.
I don't think I want to pick that flower anyway. It's a little scary.
Is it edible?
Oh no, wait, the torch! Oh no!
Would
Quick, do I hear anything at the door?
Balthazar would know once it's been separated and is dead. It is edible. But Should you attempt to kill it to eat it is the real question. As for Ina, what you hear at this door is once again the silence of death.
All I needed.
Yeah.
Out
And
of the
as you
room.
open it, again, there is a mist wafting in through here, as well as the color red that seems to be glowing from some source around the corner.
Ooh. Balthazar, as Viner is approaching, notices the light from the torch and is just like, try
Yeah.
to
You
dim
might.
it as much as you can before you come in.
I won't make you turn it off and back on, Biner. We could just say that you cover it up as you walk through if you like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
But as you walk into this next room, allow me to describe dragon-carved granite blocks line this chamber's wall and ceiling, though many are crumbled and broken, leaving stony debris on the floor. A huge marble statue of a rearing boreal dragon stands in the curve of the western wall. The eye sockets of the dragon are empty, but a red glow lingers there, providing a reddish light throughout the chamber. The radiance cast an inky black shadow behind the statue's wide wings. A 5-foot tile of dark stone is set in the floor in front of the dragon statue. Runes are carved around the circular tile's inner edge. And give me a moment, and I will read these. I'll type these runes out to you. And then we're going to go on our break as y'all contemplate what the runes say. Or rather,
I think I stumbled myself into something.
I'll type them out to you.
Oh god.
I don't think I have anyone selected, so hopefully this is fine. There we go. And as y'all enter the room, those of you who want to, and give this a read, those of you who can at least, we are going to take a 10-minute break. So we will come back at the 40-minute mark, and I'll see y'all then. Hey everybody, welcome back to Weird Ventures. Our party has just stumbled into an ominous room, a large dragon statue with glowing red eyes. What appears to be a riddle written in Draconic along a square section of stone on the floor. And, well, whoever is the first person who can read Draconic, if they'd like to go up and read that out loud for everybody, you're more than welcome to.
Penny recently learned Draconic?
Sure did.
That's true.
It says, when can an onyx steed leap over the tallest turrets of marble? Have no idea what that means.
Hold
An
on.
onyx steed leap over the tallest turrets of marble.
An onyx steed?
Mm-hmm.
Leap
Wait.
over.
Is this something to do with chess? They have things that look like this, Ophelia. I learned about this yesterday.
It's called the Knight.
That's the
And then-
horsey looking bit, right?
Then there's
Yes.
like a tower bit. Yeah.
That's called a rook. There's just a look of, I can't fucking believe I didn't beat Ida.
I like dragon chess out of this.
You okay there, Ophelia? You look kind of grimace.
I'm fine.
So, in chess, when does an onyx steed leap over the tallest turrets of marble? If this is a chess euphemism.
Roll me an intelligence check at advantage, Ina.
Ooh, advantage.
Oh no!
I rolled two
Ophelia,
fives.
I'll allow you to as well.
Boy. I'm sorry, you just said
I'm gonna get-
intelligence.
Yeah.
I get for talking shit.
All right.
Better.
You're pretty sure if the riddle was written in Draconic, the answer should probably also be in Draconic.
That's funny, buddy.
I just. Hold on. When can an onyx steed leap over? Fuck, now I'm just like. Well, okay. I'm just gonna say in chess because if it was a dragon chess, we would have found a dragon chess board.
So-
Well, I mean, we found a chess board.
No, I
Yes.
know, but I meant like if it was dragon chess being the answer.
Yeah. So, you say chess and Draconic?
Yes.
Excellent. As you do, the stone begins to shift in color. The red slowly shifting, turning into a tiled chessboard surface.
Oh,
Though
no.
instead of white and black, it seems to be white and blue as it lifts into the air, slowly, going to the side underneath it, a second chessboard. This one with red seems to lift up and shift to the side. You recognize these, Ophelia and Ina, because you've learned a bit from Ophelia teaching you. The blue is a sky board for dragon chess. The bottom red is the Underdark section of a dragon chess board, and there seems to be one that's missing, the land section, which is more or less just a normal chessboard. Seems to be missing, but you do in fact have one if you would like to offer.
I'll put it in there.
All right. Ina, you extend your hands and let go, and it begins floating in place. And as it does, from that inky black darkness behind the dragon's wings, you begin to see a figure emerge, swirling darkness that floats down in front of the dragon for taking a solid form. Ah, it's been a while since I've had visitors, especially so many, and a dragon itself. My name is Viren Drakehead. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And he offers you a bow.
I'll bow back out of
Yeah.
respect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
Balthazar will bow back out of reflex.
Reflex.
Is Penny bowing?
Sure, Penny just looks around and follows.
Everyone else is bowing.
Bowing.
Give y'all
I
a
knew her
closer
did
look
it
at this.
because he's just looking at the idiots bowing for no reason.
Yes. So, since you've summoned me, I must ask, are you interested in playing a shadow game with me?
Oh, I've seen this in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh no! You died in the game, you died in real life!
What are the stakes?
The stakes are very straightforward. We play for shadows. You offer yours, and I can offer one of mine.
How many do you have?
He glances back at the darkness in the wings of this dragon. And I should also mention, if you have dark vision, it is still pitch black.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. And he turns back to look at you and says, I have many. And as I make it a point to be straightforward and fair in my dealings, get the feeling that you may not know the significance of what a shadow holds.
Do I know the significance of the shadow?
Yeah, no, would Balthazar know?
You can roll an Arcana if you like.
I was gonna say, could I
Or religion, your choice of the two.
How
could I
cool
roll religion to
Yes.
see if this is a demon?
Hey!
No! Balthazar knows! His god is literally named the Lady in Shadow!
You can roll a religion to see if this guy is a demon.
How about?
Ugh.
God damn it! You know, I'm just gonna roll one more time. It's not. Let's go see if I get higher than double digits. No.
Yes!
Oh no.
I can't roll anything
No.
past the 9 today.
You hurt your brain thinking. Balthazar, you would know that a shadow mimics someone throughout their life. Whatever they have, wherever they have been, whatever they have done, whatever they have thought or seen, so too does a shadow know it. If someone is to own your shadow, they are to know everything that you knew up until the point of its removal. So, if he has many shadows, he potentially has a wealth of knowledge. If you are able to ask for the right shadow, if he does in fact have it. But if he were to take a shadow from you, not only would he know essentially everything about you, he would also, I should also mention, the removal of a shadow from someone's person is a painful experience to go through. It will reduce your strength score for a while until you take a long rest, and then you will grow a new shadow. Well, maybe not in this case, as he is a magical being, but usually somebody has a spell that removes a shadow. You'll grow a new one, but again, this is a little bit different, and looking at him, You got a nat 20. He is a shade, an undead, though he seems to be much more cognizant, perhaps much more aware of himself than most shades. Maybe a bit more dangerous, more powerful. Looking at him, you think, from the way he's talking, he most likely wishes to keep your shadow, and you will not regrow a new one. You'll still get your strength back, but you will just be shadowless. And in some circles of beings, being shadowless is certainly something you can be judged on, especially in Fey circles, but that's added info just because you got a nat 20. Extra lore.
Yeah, Balthazar will explain that to... I guess technically to the group, but mostly to Ina and Ophelia, because he knows they're the ones who seem to play... Ophelia mostly plays chess. Ina recently learned and summarily kicked Ophelia's ass afterwards. I would advise to be wary, at the very least.
I mean,
he looks... Under the veil, he looks deeply unsettled and uncomfortable. Just for the fact that this is an undead, but also a powerful one at that. His hand is twitching towards his holy symbol, as just for comfort.
No need for that. I wish you no harm. If you don't wish to play with me, the door is right over there. Though it is a very lonely existence living down here. It would be sad to see you go so soon.
has anyone lost their shadow to you recently?
Oh yes. There was a druid that came through here recently. Somewhat arrogant sort who thought he could best me. By the name of Balthazar. He had many interesting secrets.
Anna's just gonna look to Ophelia and to Balthazar and it's like, we should play. To try. What is a shadow? In pretty much.
I agree. But do you want to play Ina, or do you want me to?
Oh, there's 3 boards.
There are 3 boards. Would you like me to explain the rules of this particular game, this particular wager?
Yes.
Wonderful. You may have as many friends as you like participate in this game. All of you could play if you like. But all of you who participate are putting your shadow on the line. So, if your holy friend over there were to even offer guidance, that would rope them into the game. You can collaborate if you choose to play, put all of your brains together on what the next move to make is. Whatever it is that you need to do to win, I am happy to offer it to you. But all who participate put their shadow on the line, and I in turn, as I am playing by myself, will only be offering one shadow, though it is a shadow of your choice. It seems you are interested in that shadow I recently gained, yes?
Yes. Very much so.
I will happily wager it to you. And so mechanically how this works is everyone who would like to participate may, and essentially all of you get a chance to roll, and we use the highest roll out of everyone participating. But again, if you cast something like guidance or anything like that, that does rope you in. Any spells, anything that will enhance your abilities will be counted as participating in the game. And similar to how we played chess before, it is first to 3 successes is the victor. So, first 1, 2, 3 wins. He will make his dragon chess roll against y'all's dragon chess rolls. If you have proficiency in dragon chess, you get to roll at normal. If you don't, you have disadvantage on your roll. But having disadvantage doesn't bring your friends down. We always use the highest roll. So you don't lose anything by playing aside from your shadow if you lose.
Okay. This is probably gonna be a factor of whether Balthazar will participate or not. But how does the loss of a shadow? How is that seen in his order? What would you think, Derek?
Shadow is part of a soul, so probably it's a minor part. So, it's not going to affect one's personality or anything, but to know one's shadow is to know one's soul up until a point. So, it's fairly important, I would say. Not the end of the world, you won't be excommunicated, but, you'll get some of that Catholic guilt, probably.
Catholic guilt? Balthazar seems to be thinking it over before he looks to Ophelia and Ina.
I'm gonna try to actually commune with my patron to see if this matters.
Alright, roll a religion.
Oh boy.
As you look deep into yourself, all that you feel is the cold darkness of a void of stars.
Right. I'd assume if it mattered, they'd say something.
Wait, should Balthazar also try that? That is the question.
Good.
Could he just stay with Catholic guilt, or should he figure it out? I think he'll try to figure it out.
The good old guilt.
Yeah.
Mom, answer the phone. I'm scared.
So, what is your particular prayer, Balthazar? What does Balthazar do to pray? And what do they say exactly as they reach out?
I think he's mostly, the hand is still on his holy symbol, but he just closes his eyes, and it'll be an inquiry as to simply, should I or should I not, and how will you deem me for it?
As you do that and you search your faith, you get a response that says there may be unforeseen consequences. And that's more of a feeling than even words spoken to you. Just a feeling there may be unforeseen consequences. While you're thinking, though, Rin does turn to Penny and say, sense a familiar presence. Oh, he turns to you, Penny, and says, I sense a familiar presence with you. Have you met the Night Caller?
Why do you ask?
He was a good friend of mine, and I would simply like to pass a hope you're doing well, if you have.
It's a little postcard.
There's definitely some looks.
Okay.
Yeah, just raised eyebrows.
Thank you. And he gives another bow to you, Penny.
I just bow back to him.
Much more polite than that druid was. I do like your group.
We try.
Respect is due to those that show it. So, you showed us kindness and respect by bowing, we showed it to you back.
It is appreciated.
When are you gonna play?
I think I will pass on this one.
Penny, Corum?
No, I'm not. I'm passing.
I'm not too sure how helpful I would be, but we'll see. The time comes and my help is needed, I will step in, but as for now, no.
Alright, I feel it looks like it's you and me.
It's because I'm rolling horribly.
That's fair.
That's my roll.
Okay.
Balthazar's not going to? I thought Balthazar's not going to.
He hesitates, but he'll step up and put a hand on either shoulder.
If you truly don't want to, I can try to figure out how to play chess. I've watched a couple games.
You don't have to play if you don't want to, Balthazar.
I can give some tips, Urki will say. Step forward as well.
Wouldn't that... Never mind.
He would be... So basically what I'm going to have Urki do is Urki is going to be putting up his soul, or blah, shadow. Listen, just a shadow. It's fine. It's fine. No, it's just a shadow. Urki will be putting up his shadow, but he'll be helping Balthazar out, so Balthazar will get to roll at normal instead of disadvantage.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Are you sure you want to do that, Urki? We can't force you to.
He says, Sharwin and Silverain are in trouble, and if that shadow knows everything Balak knows, maybe there's some way to help him.
Okay.
I gotta do everything I can to help out my friends, you know?
I understand completely.
Give us a few nods. Alright, does it seem like we have our group?
I think so.
Alright, so, not that it matters more than just flavor, but there is a sky board, a land board, and then of course the Underdark. Who wants to take which board?
I'll take the land board since I put it in.
Alright.
Balthazar can go for Sky.
Alright.
I'll go for the Underdark.
Excellent. And Ophelia, as you take the Underdark board, it changes into an Under the Sea board.
Ooh.
As,
Yeah.
as he says, I have quite the collection of boards. I hope you don't mind. I assumed you might enjoy it.
I always love a flair for presentation.
Wonderful. Well, whenever you are ready to begin, I'll allow you to take the first move. And so yeah, whenever y'all are ready, each of you can make me your choice of an insight roll, which you would use to essentially get into this guy's mind, figure out how he's playing, and try to outplay him that way. Deception roll to try and wig him out as he's trying to get into your mind. Or you can roll a pure intelligence, and if you have a proficiency in dragon chess, you can roll pure intelligence with your proficiency using the dragon chess tools. So, whichever one you want to personally use for yourself, go for it, and then we'll take the highest out of the three of you. Balthazar, you get to roll it normal, as do Aina and Ophelia, because you have Urki's help. So,
Okay.
roll away when you're ready.
Oh. This is doing me a big scare. Let's go. Yee. Okay. Ophelia's doing better.
Yeah.
Yee.
Alright. So, yeah, as y'all begin playing, Ophelia is finally showing that proficiency in dragon chess that they do have. Doing pretty well.
I beat some goblins before, okay?
More than just a few goblins, I'd say. Those are some clever moves. And he will now roll his. Oop. Heck. There we are.
How did you get
Oh my god!
dragon
God.
chest up on your thing, Derek?
So I gave Viren an attack that is dragon chess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's gross.
To be fair, it's not supposed to have that +2, so I'm gonna get rid of that real quick. That's a Foundry thing, but it is still a 25. It is still a 25. Yeah, it's
Jesus
adding
Christ.
his strength modifier for some reason. So let's just... Yeah, it has to add some kind of modifier, so I'm just going to do that, and now it should work right. But yes, he seems to be going after Balthazar, who's having the most trouble in the sky. So you've got these griffins up in the air, and you watch as he's deftly using his own griffins to just sort of slowly start picking away at yours, moving his dragon, which is kind of like a queen almost, and just chipping away at your defenses. And that will give him his first point, so to speak. So,
Derek, quick question.
yes.
Can one of the pieces be Muscle Owl?
Aw.
You know what?
Buffalo.
If you bring that up, one of Balthazar's dragon will transform into Buff Owl. as Viren waves his hand. It's not quite right, but it is a very buff owl.
Yes.
And he simply says, "If I get your shadow, I'll make a more accurate piece."
Balthazar grimaces underneath his veil.
Urki's sweating a little bit.
I think we all are. Jesus, +10.
Oh,
The next
This
move
is
is
what we
yours.
get. The hubris. I think I'm sticking with mine.
Hey!
Go!
Buff Owl has given Balthazar strength of mind.
Absolutely. Now, unless he gets a nat 20, you will be good. So,
Not one.
in addition to the fact that he's got a special way that he plays, so we're going to go ahead and do that.
Yeah! Let's go!
Anyone who's playing who would like to can roll an insight if you'd like.
I would like to.
Why not?
All right.
8.
Ophelia, you can tell mechanically that was at disadvantage. He's taking it a little easy on you. You get the feeling he really likes these games and he doesn't want them to end too fast. But
Oh no!
Ow.
but
I just get sorry, Derek. I just get the feeling that he's just like, I'll cut Balthazar some slack, and then Balthazar makes a great move, and he's just popping off.
Exactly. He's actually shocked. That was what I was getting to. At the end of that, you can tell that he is legitimately impressed by Balthazar's quick mastery at this.
Listen, he isn't the only one. Balthazar's too distracted and is also surprised at how good the move he made was.
Absolutely. Urki is, helping you out. Urki leans over and says, your dragon, you can actually duck down into the land tiles and you can pick up some of his pawns there. Because Dragon Chess is an extremely complicated 3D chess game. There's a lot of rules. But yeah, with Urki helping you out a bit, you not only start making things a lot easier for Aina down below, you also start taking out some of his own griffins up above. He says, now you're getting the hang of it. Good job.
You're doing great. You're doing great, Balthazar.
So many bullets.
That will give your team... actually, because he got a nat 1 and you got a nat 20, that will give your team 2 points towards victory.
Oh.
Or no, sorry, it will prolong the game a little bit. It'll give you 1 point and it will remove 1 point from him. So he goes back down to 0.
Oh lord, oh lord, oh lord, oh lord.
He says, let's just hope you can keep that momentum up, yes? And we'll have him roll first this time. As Ophelia, you can tell he's no longer taking it easy. But hey, even rolling it normal, that is a roll you can potentially beat.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Derek. You said if I do intelligence, it's intelligence plus the modifier plus proficiency for Dragon Chess.
Yes.
Okay.
What's the proficiency for Dragon Chess? Because I'm
Your proficiency is your proficiency bonus. Right now it's a +2.
Plus 2.
Okay, so it'd just be add to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, who?
Oh no! Oh,
Ooh.
I tied it!
With a tie, nobody gains any points as moving your pieces around. It's looking like he's going to start encroaching on Ophelia and Ina's turf, but Balthazar, using your newfound knowledge, using your air troops, you're able to protect Ina, and Ina is in turn able to help protect Ophelia as y'all are keeping in the game. He says, this has already lasted longer than my game against the druid.
He lacked patience.
Clearly.
I'm just sweating. It's just like, how did I win against Ophelia if this shit's Dragon Chess?
It was normal chess we were playing.
Normal chess is different from Dragon Chess.
Oh.
It's y'all's turn to roll whenever you're ready.
Hey!
Hey!
Hey, Ophelia!
Pretty good. Let's see. The 22.
Fingers crossed.
Hey! So, Ophelia, you start using your sea basilisks, which have a special thing where if you end a move with your basilisks next to somebody, they can't move those pieces because they're petrified. And so you start using that to stop. His side of the board aren't under the sea. He has dwarves, normal basilisks, and a stone elemental. You have a water elemental and tritons. But yeah, you start using your basilisks to freeze up his troops, and your tritons start moving in and taking out some of his people. That gives y'all 2 out of 3 towards your victory.
Oh, bless.
So
Stress!
yeah, you're doing good so far. At this point, I guess quick question. As for the peanut gallery, what are y'all doing while this game is going on? If anything, you don't have to. I just want to give you a chance.
Just watching and learning, because he is interested in the game. It's just he's not good at it, so he's just watching.
Absolutely.
These people.
Roll
play.
me a intelligence. See if you learn.
Finer. Learn.
Learn, fighter, learn!
Fine. You're smart.
This ability check.
Yep, just straight up intelligence.
Nope.
Hey!
Oh.
listen,
You're starting
it's
to learn a
average.
little bit.
Average.
Yeah. You're grasping a little bit, but it's definitely something where you're like, I'm gonna have to play this a bit more if I want to figure this out. But maybe not against a weird shadow demon guy.
That's
Yeah.
going to rip your shadow out from you.
Yeah. Yeah. Are Calcerix, Penny, or Porum getting up to anything?
Penny's
Worms. Go ahead, Penny.
she's just watching, not paying real close attention because she has no interest in this game, but just hoping that we win.
Absolutely. And
I
Porum?
watch football.
Porum's going to take his Mother's Holy Emblem from the chain that is attached around his neck.
Mhm.
And taking some inspiration from Balthazar, he is going to try to beseech Lysander a little bit and just pray to himself that, things go well.
Sure. If you'd like to make a religion roll, if you have something specific that you'd like to ask of your god, you may.
Please! Oh, yay!
Hey, look, double digits!
But
Double
what are you asking? Or praying as you do this?
Porum's just going to mutter in Celestial. Lysander, if you can hear me, please keep them safe.
Aww.
You hear quietly whisper down from the heavens. I've already been helping out Urki a little bit. Don't tell that guy.
There's an immediate look of shock in Porum's eyes since he's never heard Lysander's voice before, and this is the first time it's happened.
True.
And so he's a bit bewildered at the moment.
Yeah, and it was clearly a voice inside your own head, so either you've got schizophrenia or That
okay.
was your god.
Crazy,
But
got
yeah.
it.
I'll let you just sit in that for a little while.
Yeah.
Last but not least is Calstrix getting up to anything. Funnily enough, Calstrix, you, if you are paying attention, understand everything that's going on because dragons inherently know how to play dragon chess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if they knew of anything, they are just watching with attention and just sort of saying, no, 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 don't make that move. Oh, for goodness sake.
Aww.
Viren points at Calstrix and says, no takes backsies. They already placed the piece.
Well, they didn't know what piece they were playing.
Would you like to join?
A dragon only takes, they do not give.
Aww.
Fair
Ooh.
enough. I will say you might be joining the winning team where things are ending up.
Stress.
Yeah,
prefer that.
looking at the board and looking at the three of y'all, he says, time to make my next move. And he will roll first this time. Hey, he's getting low
Okay.
rolls. Beatable rolls.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh yeah!
oh.
Yes!
Alright. So yeah, using absolute perfect synergy amongst the three of you, you start dismantling this pieces. And Aina, I'm gonna give you the final win because the king is on the land. And I also know that you haven't gotten a chance to do something yet. Is there a fun way that you would like to describe checkmating him?
Seeing that they're slowly about to win and everyone's pieces are lining up, Ina's gonna take control of the board and shift the land pieces to look more like birds and deer and crows, and they're gonna take their queen piece and shape it into Wendigo and knock over their king.
Right. Using the board to your advantage. That isn't something that ever occurred to me. Something I'll have to remember for the future. You have certainly won this day, and I've learned much, I must say. Perhaps even more valuable than your shadows would have been. But I'm a man of my word. Block is the shadow that you want, yes? You're sure?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Positive.
Give me just a moment. And you will watch as he turns behind him and reaches out a hand. Shadows begin pooling from the wings of this dragon, swirling into his hand, creating almost like this dark orb. As he looks at your group and says, "And who should I bind this to?"
I'm just gonna look to Ophelia and Balthazar to let them have the final say.
You were the one who asked for him. I think it only seems fair you take it.
Exactly.
If you're sure, I only asked for him to double check to see if he lost it. And Ina's just gonna step forward with a handout.
All right. Give me just a moment real quick. So I need to do something. Yes, that should do. Will this work? Or will this just be a shadowy orb that you can't see any features in? That's the question. I just realized that I could maybe do a thing. Yes. Alright. He will walk towards you, walk past your outstretched hand, and drop the orb into your shadow. And as it does, you watch as your shadow shifts and contorts for a moment, almost ripples as if water. And then he says, "When you wish to call upon him, all you must do is think it."
Ana's just kind of looking at him and she's like, alright, think it. And it's just gonna hold the image that he knows of Block in his mind.
Right. Let's see what this looks like. Oh no, that is not what I thought it was going to do. Give me 1 sec. Gray. And opacity. Yes. There we go. So, shadowy form appears in front of you. Features are vague. It seems bearded, perhaps. The darkness sort of swirling. A very, very tall figure seems to tower above you as he looks down at you expectantly.
What was your goal of coming here?
My goal was escape.
Escape to Barovia?
Yes. Escape from this cursed land to one that I could make my own.
Why?
There's quiet for a moment. And after that quiet, say,
Because the mists there can mold a place unlike any other. Unlike here, where I and the others were made to suffer. It is an arduous task, and the suffering will continue to get there. And maybe for a time after. But once my ultimate goal is achieved, it will be paradise.
What's your ultimate goal?
Become one of the dark powers and use the mist to create a plane of my own. One where the forests will be unmolested, the residents bound, one with nature instead of wishing to destroy it. One where everything can be free without fear of those who live in their cities and their laws coming in, ruining what was naturally meant to be.
Anna looks very disturbed and slightly a little bit distraught. The amalgamations. Why the amalgamations?
The amalgamation is, well, it's a mirror of a place that I once came from. They used enchantments to keep our enemies in line, controlled their mind through magical means. It was temporary, though. Send them on their way. But they always come back. Come back with more. Their machines of war. Tear down the things that I and others like me have spent lifetimes creating. The bonds we spend our lifetimes making with those we love. All for a cheap buck. Some logs in their fireplace, they don't care. You alter their mind permanently, though. You make them something part of your grand design, one with nature. They'll stand beside you. They'll protect what you want to protect, what needs protecting.
Why the vampires?
Preparations
Why make them?
for what's to come. Need to study them. The current Lord of Barovia must be removed from what I plan. He is a very powerful vampire. It also turns out that changing someone into a vampire is a method of control. Studying that, using it in my research of the amalgam is very useful, just as a vampire's bite and infect those to make them into their thralls. So too will I have those that I change, bend to my whim and a greater purpose.
What else do you know right now? As your shadow before.
I know many things. You'll have to be more specific.
May I ask a question?
Go ahead, Form.
What's at the end of the passageway where there's a stone in front of it that says no turning back or something along those lines?
When we attacked the Citadel, it was a two-pronged venture. I had goblin mercenaries come through the top, Then I used my magic to burrow through underneath. Once we got there, I needed to make it clear to my followers there was no turning back, not until we made it to Barovia. I collapsed the tunnel, and Balthazar wrote the message. He is as much a believer as any. His pack will soon be free.
Is Pack here?
No. They're in Barovia, waiting for their savior.
Exactly did you intend to get to Barovia?
He looks down at the ground where the mist pools by your feet and says,
It's already begun.
How long do we have?
At this point, I would say it's at my whim. Perhaps I have unfinished business. Perhaps I have a few more things to secure here before Exodus. If you wish to stop it, your time is short, and it may be an effort in futility.
How do we stop it?
He looks down again, tilts his head, and says,
At this point, even I wouldn't know how to do that.
Which way do we need to go to run into current you?
He would point towards the door.
So we are on the right trail at least.
I take it Dern is with you?
Dern is taking care of the top floor.
Okay, so that puts this block at day and a half, 2 days ago?
Well, at least.
Yeah.
I would think.
If he couldn't succeed in taking the top floor and he had to retreat, where would he retreat to?
The grove, where the ritual is taking place. A last line of defense.
If we were
Hey, Cosmic, we're hearing some background noise.
Sorry.
All good.
if we were to subdue you, then what?
He glances at the party and says,
You're welcome to try.
and you can roll an insight if you like.
Oh. Good thing we're not chess anymore.
It's almost
Hey,
falling
look.
now.
They're always decent.
Look at that, we're almost in order.
Yeah. So Balthazar, with your 16, you can tell, you've perhaps seen this in maybe some of the more unsavory members of your order. He has an almost religious fervor to him. The question, what if you were to be subdued, is not something he allows himself to think about. There can only be success. There is no other option.
He kind of looks at this shadow, looks at Aina, next to the door. I think we have as much of a chance as anything to potentially subdue him. That sounds more like arrogance. Simply, he does not wish to believe he can be defeated. I think we should probably hurry, though, if we want to stop this as soon as possible.
Of course. If you all go in the next room, I just have one more question.
Perhaps we could use his arrogance against him.
Are you asking for everybody else to go into the next room so you can have a private question?
Yeah, I'm asking everyone to advance into the next room. And I would catch up.
Good luck on your mission, Viren. Viren will say, giving you all a wave that go into the next room. For adding in, if you manage to not get killed and you'd wish to play again, always happy to do another game. Don't get too many visitors, as I've said. And then he will vanish back into his shadows to give Einar as much privacy as one possibly could.
Am I able to collect that chessboard again?
The chessboard is floating in front of you still, and you would hear him say, "You're welcome to it.
Thank you.
I have many
I didn't want to
others."
What a flex.
Big flex.
I mean, listen, chess is his life, okay? He loves that shit.
I didn't
Instead of
need
Balthazar's
you.
life, that's his life. Balthazar's gonna... he wants to kind of get a read on Aina, see what he's thinking before he leaves. If that is the thing he can do.
Yeah. Aina's definitely gonna try and play a cool face.
Oh! Wow.
Alright.
That's a pretty cool face.
Yeah, that's just blank facing. I turned into a meeple.
Oh my god.
He'll give Aina one last squeeze on the shoulder.
I know you have a tendency to do stupid things.
There's
Don't
a
do
shadow.
anything.
There's not that much stupidness I can do. It's attached to me now.
You say that.
I'll find a way.
But be careful.
Of course.
Urki will give you a little pat, and then give Calstrix a little pat and say, "Let's head into the next room, bud."
I didn't know shadows were this.
Yeah, I didn't really
Yes,
either.
familiar.
He would look familiar to you, yes.
Mm-hmm. Kind of spell.
Y'all will head into the next room, which I will describe in just a moment, but we're gonna finish up Aina's thing first. So Aina, the shadow towering over you, looks at you expectantly still.
Why did you seek out my tribe? Why am I being made to capture you? The real reason.
I did not seek out your tribe. I was a part of it. I was a believer. I wanted what they wanted. I was paired, as you often are. A bond made with another you spend. so much time with that person. You get on each other's nerves, you laugh at the same things. You see the same brilliant views. Take care of the same animals that come by. You find yourself deeply attached to them and them to you. And what are the laws of the tribe? If something dangerous were to happen to the one you're with, are you allowed to protect them?
No.
No, you're not. I watched the person I love die before my eyes. Because the enchantment I cast on some hunters wore off. And they remembered. Said I got in their head. Called me a monster for the garb the tribe said I should wear to ward people off. They hunted us down, and she was the only one allowed to protect me. They had enacted countermeasures against my enchantment. Nothing I could do, nothing I could cast could help, as arrow after arrow pierced her body. Blood pooled in the ground beneath her, and they laughed. I was so scared. I ran. She died alone, and that's on me. It's not something I can ever change. But I can make sure there's a place where it will never happen again.
Just gonna wipe their face, smudging their makeup everywhere. And it's just gonna clutch their necklace and just take a deep breath and look at the shadows. Like, and if you ran into me again, would you offer that to me? A place?
I would. If it wasn't for the fact that I was the only one who could complete this purpose, I too would join the amalgam that allows one to forget their sorrows and enjoy life to its fullest. Maybe one day when this is all done, I too can forget. Drift and be at one with the forest. But there is still much to be done. So very much. There's no time for rest.
Aina's just gonna dispel the shadow.
Shadow?
Just kind of kneel down on the ground for a little bit and just kind of gather themselves up wipe their face a bit, and just continue on.
Right. So, in this room, mention. Is it doing that? Oh, y'all all went past into this next area. Okay. You're walking through a room that I will describe real quick. Aina and Erky are in there. Leaning and falling.
Balthazar's always also there.
Okay.
Always there watching.
Always
Oh, boy.
He
watching.
is always watching, Wazowski. Always watching.
So, leaning and fallen stone bookshelves fill this chamber, though a clear path connects wooden doors on opposite walls. Torn and burnt pages, bindings, and scrolls form disordered piles in the corners of this room.
Balthazar's gonna look at Aina as he comes in. See, does he still look tear-stained? Lack of eye makeup?
His eye makeup is just at this point everywhere across his face. It is not great looking.
Oof. He kind of stares, looks a little hesitant, but will push off of the wall he was leaning on. Are you alright?
I'm fine. I'm as great as I can be. Seeing as what we're about to do. Peachy keen.
Balthazar kind of looks at Aina, looks back at where he assumes the shadow is no longer there, but where the room they were in, sort of holds out his arm. Would you like a hug?
Before you could even finish talking, I'm just gonna run into like the slightly open arms and just kind of grip the back of Balthazar's cloak and just give a big cry.
Erky will pat your back.
Balthazar stiffens up, but wraps his arm properly around Aina and gives him a pat on the head. Or a pat on the head, pat on the back. Either way, he gives a pat and just squeezes as tightly as
Give you a
possible.
little space too.
I could have been like him so easily. I still can.
Well, Balthazar doesn't understand quite what he means, but he squeezes Aina a little bit more. There's always choices people make in their lives. It's always your choice whether you follow his path or not. I think you'll be fine.
I am following his path without even realizing it.
But you have the option to make different choices in the end, Aina. And should it seem like you go too far, we can try to stop you if you'd like us to.
How would you know what is too far at that point? If you're still standing next to me, all of you, what is too far?
I'm sure we have our own limits, our own lines. We would not cross ourselves, and we certainly would not let you cross. We might have only known each other for what feels like it's been less than a week, but it feels longer. But trust us at least a little bit in this. We'll keep you in line if you would like us to.
Nice. Guidance would be helpful sometimes. We should probably advance. It's He did say he couldn't keep going pretty much as soon as possible. There's something causing him pause right now.
We should catch up to the others, and Balthazar will loosen up to let Ida pull back. And he'll dig through his half-open coat and take a handkerchief and give it to Ina.
And it's just kind of rub it against her face, and their whole face now is clear. A little bit of smudge remains of makeup, but it's pretty much just clean face.
Yeah. Balthazar will nod, and he'll lead the way to the rest of the group.
God, please, I'm sitting in the dark back here.
So, as you get approach a bit forward, we'll go ahead and let y'all know a cool new mechanic. So, Chris, what I'd like you to do in this room, make sure that you have your token for Biner selected. Are you able to see a little thing that looks like a staircase, a little button?
Yeah. Yep.
Give that a click. And you should appear somewhere else. Now, Penny, if you'd like to do the same, you're welcome to, as y'all go down the steps.
I disappeared, but I don't know where I am.
And you are over here.
I see. Oh.
Yes.
Yes, thematics.
It is very magical.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Approach the button and then click it.
Oh, there we go,
And,
got it.
Yes.
Figured it out.
Biner, you find
Big
yourself
brain.
facing down an extremely long hallway filled with fog. Yeah, Migs, you're welcome to do the same. Oh, I think Migs is having a little trouble.
There you go. Okay.
Wait
Okay.
right there, Biner.
I am.
Where the fuck is the door? It's too dark.
Oh no. So Porum, yeah. So Migs, do you see a little button that looks like a staircase?
Oh, okay. There it is.
Yes.
Too dark.
That's what we
We left
need.
behind the blind man.
There's only a few of us I can't see.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Because we're so used to walking with the other blind man.
Yeah.
That's true. I have to make sure I'm with everyone.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, there's a very long hallway filled with swirling fog as y'all a few steps down. Eventually, you get to a place that has there's two doors, one closer, one further. Biner, you're the first one to approach. What do you do at this door?
Penny, check it for traps.
Okay.
All right. Penny?
Sure.
Penny, I choose you.
Damn, that was demanding.
All right.
Right?
I can't believe you
Put
talked
you
to your wife
right
like
over.
that. Yeah, Chris, go ahead and move Biner out of the way so we can get Penny right next to the door.
Yeah, Biner, move out of the way.
Move that big elephant butt. All right.
Move, bitch. Get out the way.
Okay.
Yo.
So, Penny, while you're doing this, also go ahead and roll me a perception roll.
Okay.
I just wanted her to unlock it or check for traps. I didn't want her to.
Not very perceptive.
Yeah. So, Penny, you do reach out, and, funnily enough, they're not being quiet about it, so a 9 is good. It's not a nat 1. You can unlock it. You're very confident in your skill, the 24, to do just that, but you hear shuffling on the other side of this door that you do know is locked. It sounds like people moving stuff around. And you also hear a little... Oh, not that one. Leaving that one. Noises like that.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn around to everybody and let them know what I heard. And then I'm gonna step back away from the door, tell Bainur that he can do what he wants to do now. Can I?
Just order him around.
And they're smashed.
Yeah, exactly. Demand of them.
There you go, Bainur.
All right, I'm going in.
Oh,
All
God.
right.
And before I go in, I'm going to cast Shillelagh onto my quarterstaff.
Okay.
And I'm going to basically kick the door open.
All right.
Oh lord.
As you kick the door open, Biner, you will get a surprise round, as there are certainly figures in this room. So, Biner, you have one full round. You can do your movement, action, bonus action, and then we're going to roll initiative as you bust this door open.
Okay. All right, so for my bonus action, I will take my star form,
All right.
and with my action, I will hit this guy.
Very good.
As soon as I get figure out what the heck I'm doing here. Oops. Not sure why I didn't roll. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, yes.
That's definitely a
Still.
hit.
It didn't roll I hit damage.
There we go. For 8 damage. As you smack into that creature with your staff. Doesn't kill him, but you know what it does do? It adds them to a very special club. A very special
Wow.
club.
Oh.
That's right.
Here we go again.
Here we go
Buddy.
again. But yes, you've got your bonus action active. Anything else for Biner as you club one of
That
these
was the bonus
Vegapygmies in the face?
And with the bonus action, he will fire off a bow at the hobgoblin.
All right, take your shot. Oh no. Oh, give me just a moment, guys. 'Cause something
Hey.
a little funky is happening on my side. Come on. My internet works fine until the combat starts, and now it's like, hey, you need to reload your page. Give me just a second.
Let you do all
Sorry,
these
y'all.
cool things with your voice and everything.
Yeah.
No combat.
Nope. Can't do a combat. That's definitely gonna hit. So go ahead and roll damage. The problem I'm having is it isn't letting me apply the damage. It's kind of important if you want to kill things. Excellent. For 5 radiant, it hits him in the chest. Just a big. And I can't even get initiative set up till my thing loads up. Sorry, y'all.
It's okay, Derek. It is simply a day of technical difficulties.
It truly is. Please. I totally thought I had fixed all of my internet problems, but I guess I was wrong.
Well, just after I did my first attack, it said I'd lost connection for a minute too, so I don't think it's just you, Derek.
Ooh.
Yeah, it happened to me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a forge thing, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the site itself is having trouble? Well, I had wanted to do a longer session today.
Well, I'm fine now. Like I said, it just took a second to load. It just said reconnecting, and then I was fine. So
Okay,
Yeah.
then I will try to reconnect again. Because it is not letting me connect. Oh, Lord.
Gotta start rattling the cage, Foundry. Let us in.
Please.
Let us in!
Please. Let us in. Very sorry about this.
What? While this is going on, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break.
Yeah. In fact, we can, we'll take a quick 5-minute break. So we'll be back in 5 minutes, everybody. I'll see you at the 16-minute mark. And then we're gonna do some big combat. Hey everybody, we're back. Sorry about that. Just some technical difficulties. Our players just busted into what looks like it is some kind of small library with a little desk. And Biner started swinging. So we're going to begin combat now with the Vegapygmy that's right in front of Biner. And this little fella, let me tell you, is going to try and give Biner a claw. So he's gonna do just that. Let's see here. Perfect. Oh. It's doing something weird for me. There we go. I'm going in for an attack. 17 to hit.
miss.
Alright. And it swings its claws at you, trying to grab. But doesn't manage to cut through your very thick skin. Which will bring us to Urki. Urki is going to run down and cast Sacred Flame. And he'll do it the one that just clawed you. Who passes? No damage. Which will bring us to Porum. There's something weird going on there. Alright, Porum. What would you like to do?
Oh god damn it, come on. I'm going to rush in and go stabby stab. With the
You
one
are
in front of me.
inside of, you're inside of Biner's space, yeah.
They're small.
Oh,
He's small enough.
Yeah, that's true. It's fine.
I go
Alright,
stabby stab.
stab the one in front.
Alright, inventory, action.
And then go over to where it says attack. Perfect. That's definitely a hit. For 10. And with that 10, how do you kill it?
Oh my god, bisect it. There you go. I don't think that's the right
Excellent.
word, but I cut it in half.
You bisect it, and two moldy bits of Vegapygmy fall to the ground on either side. Anything else for you, Porum?
That's it.
All right. That'll bring us back down to Biner.
Hey, real quick, Derek, I see Porum's in the initiative twice.
Oop, we'll delete the other Porum.
All right. He is going to turn to the one that he hit before.
Mm-hmm.
Smack him again.
All right.
Oops, that's the wrong thing.
11 will not hit, as your staff sort of bounces off the rubbery mold these creatures are made of.
That's fine, and then he'll fire once again at the hobgoblin.
All right. That is a hit. For another 5. And let me double check something here. Oh yeah. You know what time it is.
No.
It's
no.
1 HP time. As your 2 arrows are glowing as they stick out of this guy. He almost stumbles to his knees. Just says, "You bastard."
Rude cast.
Very rude. Alright, Balthazar.
Alright, Balthazar's gonna move over here. Ooh. Let's see. This guy looks injured, yes?
Oh yeah. A hobgoblin is in that club that we like to talk about.
Yes. Lord. Do I cast the spell or do I just fuck him up with a crossbow? You know what?
The chair, use the chair!
He's Balthazar coming in with a steel chair! He'll take a shot. A little light crossbow. Big money, no enemies. Crossing. Oh!
That's a hit. How do you kill him? He has 1 HP.
He was being really rude. Balthazar's gonna shoot him through the throat.
Alright. Goes right through a spray of blood on the bookcase as he falls to the ground.
Yep. And that'll be all he can do. He'll step inside to give people room to line up shots.
Alright. That'll bring us to Penny.
Okay, so from where I'm standing, can I see that veggie pygmy
Yes,
there?
you can.
I'm going to shoot at it.
Excellent. Roll that attack. Ooh, sadly that's not gonna hit. As it goes right past him, he ducks just as it's gonna hit and lodges itself in the doorway. Or in the bookcase, rather. Anything else for you, Penny?
I'm just gonna, oops, sorry. I'm just gonna step over there.
Perfect. And hit next turn when you're ready.
Okay.
What was the other
That'll bring us to Ina.
guy that looking into the room? Which dude was in the 1 HP club?
This
Looks like?
boy is kind of, its head kind of looks like a deflated tire a little bit. because of Biner smacking him with the staff.
Well, let's get his brain to work a little bit harder.
All right. Intelligence save. Whoop. His brain did work harder.
How dare that brain work harder?
You suffer too much emotional damage.
I know. Like, well, just call out to Borm. Don't forget, they hate fire.
All right. That will bring us to another one's turn. That'll bring us to this one, the one with the bad head. As it looks up at you, Biner. And as we know, these things have a little bit of that sweet regeneration. As it starts regaining HP. And it tries to hit you with a claw attack. And that one actually will hit, I think.
Yep.
Alright. It claws at you for 8 damage, scraping into one of your big elephant knees. And putting its face forward, it begins trying to lick up the blood with a horrible, mossy tongue. Absolutely awful. Hobgoblin is dead, and he is not regenerating, thank God. Vegapygmy below is going to make an attack at Porum, though. You want to go for a Porum strike. For an 8, as it sort of jumps up to claw at you, but you fly just a bit higher and misses. It just goes, eh, but it can't get you.
Or just go wag its finger saying,
Excellent. Ophelia, it's you.
Okay. Cool. Do I know which Vegapygmies have, pardon me, already been damaged?
Yes. Even though it regenerated, its head still looks a little smacked by a magical stick.
We'll go cast a firebolt on the one that head.
All right. 15 is a hit. For 5 fire damage. And with that 5 fire damage, how do you kill it?
Like I said, I'll just
this
like
time.
stride through Ina and shoot a firebolt over Ernie. Urki. Just incinerating it.
Excellent. There's a little as it catches on fire and falls to the ground. That'll bring us to the one that's a little further in the room, as it rushes forward and jumps on the table to try to get at Biner's face. A 12, which will miss. That brings us to Calstrix.
Yeah, 5, 10, 15, back spraying off of poor Ernie.
Yeah.
Don't keep doing it. 20, and he's gonna go for nice face.
Excellent. Give him a chomp.
Ew.
A 14 hits.
Oh,
For 6 damage. I'm going to need a con save from you.
well, I wanted
As you get some mold in your mouth. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Alright. So as you get this mold in your mouth, you become poisoned. Which is not good. So I'm going to give you a little marker that will indicate that you are, in fact, poisoned. Let's see, which one? Yeah, it's not good. Not tasty. There we go. Because you've got the poison condition. And it feels like the mold is growing in your mouth, so that's fun.
Oh my god.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Oh, she's just gonna sit back on her haunches and just start wiping at her tongue like,
It hisses at you.
Oh, baby.
Alright, that brings us to the top. Now, Miguel, you said you bisected this creature, yes?
God damn it, Derek. Yes.
Excellent. So,
Oh!
as it regenerates, there are now 2 of them. That's fun.
Derek.
Those are gonna add another buddy to the initiative. Excellent. But the one just in front of Biner is going to attack you because even though it died, it remembers what you did.
Do it again.
It'll roll a 13, which will miss. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Armor class 16.
Excellent. So it climbs up on the table and it's trying to swat at you, but you're using your glaive to keep it at bay. That'll bring us to Urki. Urki has no spell slots, so he's got to do that one thing. His one trick pony move of Sacred Flame. And while it's jumping for you, it is indeed jumping over Urki's Sacred Flame. Horum, it's you.
Okay. Are there any, like, I don't know, candlesticks or anything around the area?
Sadly, there's not. The Hobgoblin has dark vision. At least I think he did. Yes, he does.
Is there anything I have with fire?
At the moment, no.
Well, okay, that's fine. I'll hold my action for now. I'll hold it if someone attacks me. There you go. That's what I'll do. I'll just hold my action for now.
All right. Something attacks you, you will attack it. Biner brings us to you. The only one that has full HP is this one.
Alright. I'm going to... I'm gonna...
I'm actually going to move Urki into the room a little bit, just to give folks a little more room.
He's gonna hit the... He'll hit the one with the most...
Alright, with the most HP. Sounds good.
Yeah. Oops, I rolled the wrong one.
All good.
Oh, gosh. I want the other one. Sorry.
Make that swing. That's definitely a hit.
Sweet.
For 10. How do you quote-unquote kill it?
I knock its head off and have it go flying across the room.
Excellent. Anything else for you?
And then...
You could do a radiant shot. It would just be a disadvantage against anyone next to you.
That's what I'm gonna ask if it would be considered. So I will target... I guess the one right in front of me.
Excellent. Eight will sadly miss as you're trying to aim it, but you're in too tight quarters and it crawls under the table just as you fire at it and just goes "Nyeh," from under the table like a little freak. Balthazar, it's you. Cosmic?
I forgot I was muted. God, there's even more. Can't do much because he doesn't have fire magic. I'll
Do you
just.
have any oil?
He does.
Well, the oil.
Yeah, pour him in the oil.
I don't think I
I'll
want
still outlive you.
If I throw a bottle of oil, how far would it spread?
Let's see. Oil. Let's double check how oil works. Give me just a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. Give me the oil. Give me the oil. All right. There we go. So, as an action, you can splash the oil onto a creature within 5 feet of you, or throw it up to 20 feet, shattering on impact. So it would coat one creature in oil, as they become covered in it.
Okay. Probably not all too useful if it's just gonna be one creature.
But hey, it does cover them, so for Dern later, that could be useful.
That will be very useful. I'll save the oil for dirt. And we'll cast. Which one of them looks injured?
All of them do.
Awesome.
Pretty equally.
Balthazar is gonna toll the dead on the one that's right in front of Forum.
All right. Toll the dead, wisdom save. 19, it's good.
Damn it!
The bell rings and it doesn't seem to understand or care.
Dare these veggie pygmies do this?
Right?
I have the most
Balthazar's
clever
gonna take a
veggie
step back.
pygmies.
That'll be his turn.
All right. Go ahead and hit next turn. Danny, it's you.
So I'm gonna come up to the door, and I'm going to shoot at. Let's see. I'm gonna shoot straight ahead at that guy.
All right.
Give me a second.
Shooting between Binder's legs.
Yep.
15 hits.
Okay.
For 8 damage, which certainly is enough to take it out. Do you want to do your wails from the grave?
Yes. Let's do that.
Excellent. We'll just roll 1d6, so we can type /r space 1d6, and then tell me who you want it to go after.
Sick. Can it go after the one right below? That one?
Alright. Excellent.
Okay. So it's /R1d6.
Yes.
No spaces.
Yep. Wait, actually, one space between the after /r space, then 1d6. All right. You do 1 damage, but the necrotic of the wind as it wraps around them seems to cause the creature's body to sizzle and pop as it goes. Ah! And it seems like you've temporarily stopped its regeneration, so this is the time to kill it.
Okay. So what does that? What can I do? Sorry.
No, it's all good. Sadly, you don't have any more attacks you can do on your turn, but it does mean if anyone else kills it before its turn, that it won't regenerate.
Can I just move? can I just move down away from? Oh my goodness!
I got it. It's all good. No worries.
I just want to move myself back down the hallway, out of sight of the doorway.
Yes.
And I'm
no worries.
coming to hide.
Yeah,
Can I
roll
do
that
that?
stealth. Yes.
Hold on.
You're hidden for me. I can't see past the door.
It's that bright green light. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Eddie
God.
just melts into darkness like Batman after you turn their back on him. You
Excellent.
are infinitely stealthy.
Okay, and that's it. So I'm gonna end my turn.
Very good. Oh no. I'm sad to say the one that took necrotic damage has its turn right after Penny. So it doesn't regenerate this turn, at least it doesn't get any more health. But on its next turn, it will regenerate. As it only has 2 targets next to it, it is going to go after Biner. 16 will miss. Alright, Ina, it's you.
Alright. Down. Wow, it's a whole lot of bodies in here.
There's a whole lot of bodies.
I don't got any fire, but I'm sure I am gonna try to melt its brain from the inside.
Excellent. Which one?
That's one.
You got it. And it will make an intelligence save, and it failed.
Oh, thank God.
For
5 damage.
5 damage, and it, you watch as it gets a very blank stare, and then just kind of ragdolls onto the ground.
Huh. Alright. If it gets back up, it has, minus D4. Not a saving throws.
Excellent. Alright, that one is dead for real. This is always a good time. Here's the one in the corner. As the one that you bit into, Calcerix, is coming back to life. As it does so here. As it stands up, it is going to try to bully you, Calcerix, with an attack. And it whiffs it. It just kind of picks up some dirt. Because its brain has just reformed thanks to Ina destroying its brain. It just picks up some dirt.
Calcic is just leaning down to lick on the floor and it just swipes.
Yeah, looks around a little confused, like it doesn't know where it is. Ophelia, it's your turn.
Alright. We're just gonna kind of keep going around. Yeah, we'll target this one with a firebolt.
Alright. That's a hit. You need to do 3 damage. How do you kill it?
Just because she's just been standing back here, she kind of just puts one hand up against the wall, kind of like barely looks at it, and just lazily raises her finger to shoot a firebolt at it.
Excellent. Yeah, it just explodes, little bits of mold fly everywhere. Right.
And that'll be my turn.
That brings us up to top corner, the one that Biner knocked its head off as it regenerates. And as it regenerates, something fun happens. Its head that bounced off in the corner, you watch as mold forms little crab legs under its head. And it crawls over to the hobgoblin's corpse and starts burrowing inside of him.
Oh, stop it!
Yeah. Fun stuff.
I think that's the thing we gotta stop.
But
Don't let him take over the hobgoblin.
it is
Put everything
awake
down.
and is going to attack Biner because Biner's the one that hurt him. But can't make a purchase. Calcerix, at the start of your turn, I need you to make me another con save.
Got this.
Oh no. You are still
You
poisoned.
may not have it.
You are still poisoned, So you'll have disadvantage on attacks, and you take 5 poison damage as the mold is growing in your body.
Everything else works. Be the dragon.
The one with the dragon. Why can I not right click that? Usually I can and it says apply damage.
Yeah, I was noticing that you don't have a chat box, which is very bizarre.
Yeah, I shall do it manually.
I'm
Fine.
so sorry.
Thank you, Gabe. No, it's fine. Here we go. Poor little baby dragon is gonna fly over here
Alright.
and push the one that's now next to her into the flaming one.
Oh, that one, it's not on fire. It just exploded with fire and won't come back now.
Ah,
Yes.
dang it. There's nothing else I can do. I can only take bites.
You do have a flame breath attack.
Has it been a day since the last?
I don't think
we
you ended
did?
up using it last time, did you?
I did, yeah.
Oh.
I used it right at the end.
It should
because-
be regenerate on a short rest. If it's not, that's a typo. So you should have one more.
Ooh. Well, in that case.
Burn it all down to the ground.
It changes
You might
things.
want to do that before you move there, though, so you don't hit Binder. And
Miner
pour
can
him.
take it.
Biner can take it. He's fine.
Did you say the hobgoblin is coming back to life? Because I think if I go,
There, that might be the perfect cone.
I need measurements.
Yeah. Is it a 15-foot cone?
You know, what about... I believe it is.
Excellent. Then yes. Do it. Do it. Alright, they gotta make their dex saves. You'll have to individually roll the damage, sadly. I can do that for you if you don't have a text box, if you'd like.
Oh, I can just click it and it rolls it for me.
Oh, nice. Then yeah, roll that damage.
How many am I rolling?
It's 40-10.
Or is that like overall?
It's 40-10, and then if they pass, it's halved.
21.
Alright, so how do you set the hobgoblin corpse on fire and kill the last two? Or basically all of them, because this one won't regenerate because it too is getting fire damage. How do you end the combat?
I'm throwing stuff. She jumps to the other side of the room and she's sort of licking all over herself to try and get rid of the mold. She's like, I've had enough of this! Just screams and just a plume of fire just erupts from her nose and her mouth.
Excellent. And yeah, you hear these sharp, high-pitched little, almost like a tea kettle going off from the mold creatures as they all ignite and fall to the ground lifeless. And wouldn't you know it, all that burny cinders cleared your throat up real good, and you no longer have COVID. Boy, what would that be like?
My allergies are gone, yay!
How's the combat is in fact finished. Oh yes.
Oh, too bad.
Leaving y'all to get a better look at your surroundings. There's a layer of soil covered in mold and ash covers the floor. Rough wooden shelves filled with a scattering of tomes, or rather, once they were. Most of them have been packed into boxes that are on the table. You see lots of tomes and scrolls in these boxes, line the north and east walls on a rough-hewn desk that stands in the center of the chamber. A little bit of that glowing fungus provides light on the ceiling, just enough where you can see and maybe you could read in this place.
Dig through the scrolls and tomes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Roll an investigation if you like.
You helping me, Mix?
Yeah.
Okay. That wasn't much help on my part.
And Balthazar also look?
You
Yeah.
passed the bad rolling.
Listen,
Here,
it's fine.
I'm gonna try just to see if I really did pass the bad rolling.
Oh yes.
No, see, I still have it.
Yikes.
All right. Ooh, these are rough.
Not great.
Not
Yeah.
the best.
14 was okay though.
14 was
Yeah, the
okay.
14 was fine.
Suffer with me.
Oh no.
God.
All right. So a lot of these
Finding the druid.
yeah. A lot of these books are too old, probably from before Balak got here. A lot of the pages are a little too worn to get too much of use from them, and that's what the majority of you end up finding, sadly. But there is a little bit more that can be discovered. In fact, amongst all of these, let me just check. Oh yes, so there are a few things that even those of you that got low rolls will be finding. So I'm going to be sending some DMs to some of you. As Aina, you are able to discover under some of these books, moving them around, a very small vial covered in dust, easy to miss, that has a purple liquid in it. In addition to that, we have somebody else rolled above a 10. Ophelia rolled above a 10. Perfect. Ophelia, you would manage to discover an interesting looking seed, sort of gnarled, in one of the boxes that you find.
Ooh.
Biner, you're able to locate one of the only intact books that is still out and about, that seems to be a tome written in Druidic on theories regarding the cycle of life and death. It seems like it could be worth quite a bit, and if you spent a long rest reading it, you might get something interesting out of it. So make a note to take a look at that during your next long rest, I'd say. As for the rest of you, looking through the cubby holes in this desk, all together, y'all would be able to find some loose change, and by loose change, I mean a lot of change, as you find 365 gold pieces and 4 agate gems that are big enough to be about 20 gold pieces each. So lots of interesting stuff. In addition to all of this, you notice there's only one book still left on a shelf. And in Draconic, its title reads as such.
More than
We'll pop into chat. Make sure I'm not touching anything. There we go. That's what it says on the
Ooh.
cover.
Interesting.
It is the only book left on the shelves.
I want to go grab it and read it.
All right, you're gonna go grab it and open it up.
Yeah, why not?
All right. So, as you grab it, and open it up, you notice the book is in fact empty. And then a glyph begins glowing on the book.
I
Ophelia,
knew it.
you have one action to try and do something with this book before it does whatever it's gonna do.
I don't know what to do. You know, can I warn everybody to get the fuck out of the room?
You want to tell everyone to like duck or something? Because they're not gonna all have enough time to get out of the room.
If you can get out of the room, Balthazar.
Balthazar will. All right.
Me?
Everybody else and Binor can get out of the room. Everybody else duck.
All right.
Able to go.
Biner busts out the front door.
I mean, Balthazar, I thought you were gonna go out the other door, but okay.
Yeah, Balthazar,
I mean-
if you wanted to get out, you would have to go out that door. Otherwise, it's too late.
No. Oh, wait. What? I think I passed through the wall.
You did. There we go.
I don't know how I
Balthazar
did
sees
that.
only
Yeah.
darkness.
All right, Balthazar and Biner, you're both free. Everyone else gets a chance to duck. As I'm gonna need everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw with advantage.
Damn it.
That's still in the room, except Ophelia, because Ophelia spent their action warning everyone.
What are you doing?
Oh, those are pretty good.
There it is.
Those are pretty good.
Oh no.
So I think Ophelia is the only one who's going to take the brunt of this damage. As Ophelia, you take 8 points of cold damage. Everyone else
Oh my god!
takes
Even better!
4.
That's 4 points of cold damage.
Oh.
Excellent. Everyone else takes 4 points of cold damage as the book promptly explodes into a blast of ice. That is quite loud. And Biner,
Oh, fuck.
as that loud noise happens and you step out into this room,
Oh god.
you begin to see figures in the trees shifting and moving
Things are-
towards
Who
you.
gained 3,000 HP?
Yeah, somebody gained a lot of
God.
HP. And as these figures begin moving towards you, that's where we're gonna end for today. I know, I'm a jerk. We're gonna end right there. As it seems that we've got some more excitement ahead of us, perhaps. But we're gonna do stars and wishes, and while we do stars and wishes, if you've been watching today and you'd like to share your own stars and wishes, please do in the chat. I'll do a little chat with you afterwards. But to start off, Corey, do you have any stars or wishes aside from blowing everyone up with cold damage?
Yeah, that's my star, my personal star. My real star though is RJ talking to Balak. It was honestly incredible to listen to. So, good job to both of you guys.
Yes, it was that good shit.
And then my wishes is to not have my brain turn to mush when you frame things. Where part of me was like, it's a trap, but then I was just like, let's just go for it. So.
Never yell at Penny again.
You're right.
Not
We now shift our focus and yell at Ophelia.
That's fine.
not Penny's fault this time. Love it.
I think so far Ophelia's been the only one that's actually committed to doing friendly fire.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But that'll bring us down to Chris. Chris, do you have any stars or wishes for today?
Same star. And plus, I had to do a little fighting, so that was good too.
Yeah.
Good to get back into the swing of things.
We're
And then,
definitely gonna do some fighting next week.
Yep.
Our adventure.
So look forward to that fight. Hopefully, everyone can roll well for next week.
Oh god, yeah.
Fingers crossed. Don't curse us. Wait.
You do.
I think that
Absolutely. That'll bring us to Jen. Jen, do you have any stars or wishes for today?
Just the same as everybody else. Nothing different.
Okay. That'll bring us to Cosmic. Cosmic, do you have any stars or wishes?
Okay, I missed out on the Balak and on some of the Balak and Aina conversation, but the stuff I did catch was that good parallelism.
Oh, yes.
Aina being set up as a foil, that's good shit. But actual star though was the intensity of that goddamn chess match.
I'm glad you liked it.
I was fully prepared to have trauma be relived, but we won. We passed. That's good shit.
Yeah. Nobody had their soul. I mean, shadow taken.
Uh-huh. God bless.
Tomato.
But for wishes, I wish to grab your shoulders, Derek, and give you a shake of give us more hours, time, play.
Oh, you will. Next week. But we're about to get into a big thing that I don't want to be interrupted, so we're gonna save that. But my stars and wishes, my stars for this week are definitely glad that I got to do a little bit of that dragon chess. I was proud of you for not picking the gloom flower, because everybody has picked the gloom flower so far.
Really?
Everyone has picked the gloom flower.
What about the shadow chest?
Oh, shadow chess? Everyone has done shadow chess, which I have been happy about.
Has everyone won shadow chess?
No. Friday lost. But then they made an interesting deal, which was fun. And they tried again after losing to try to get their shadows back. And they ended up winning that, and they were told they could get one shadow. And somebody pointed at Viren and said, "I want you." So they have Viren palling around with them now and offering sassy commentary on their adventure.
That was an option.
I know, it's a sneaky option. Yeah. It's that tricky riddle option.
It's a pretty cool option.
Oh yes. But
if we could have chosen him, we could have gotten every shadow he had under his wing, probably.
not quite.
Just ask politely.
Not quite.
Oh?
But he does give information still. It's fun.
Ooh, ooh.
But anyways, yeah. Some good stuff. And my wishes for next week is y'all are there. I will be infinitely shocked if you don't get out of the Citadel next week. Because if you don't, it means you're probably in body bags.
Oh. I mean, Derek, listen, the last time you told us, yes, in the next session, you guys can go down into the second level. We did not go down until the session after that.
It's true, but you're about to be attacked by plants, so I'm feeling pretty confident this one time. Anyway, I'm gonna wish y'all the best of luck on that. That'll bring us to Ellie. Ellie, do you have any stars or wishes?
My star was definitely the dragon chess match.
Oh, yes.
Especially the idea of this baby dragon just backseat playing everyone as if they're some sort of grand master. It was just icing on top of the cake, and it was like, really?
Oh, yes.
She's a baby and she's a master, and it's like, no, don't do that, you moron.
You love to see it. I also loved your super big dragon blast there at the end today.
I did have a thought of doing that, but I was like, oh, it says one day, it hasn't been a day yet.
That was my bad.
Nah, it's founder, it's having some issues.
Yes. Still getting used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, any wishes?
I would like to live in the States, please.
No, you won't. You really
yeah,
don't.
that's true.
For the plain and simple fact that time zones are a bitch, and it's
Yeah.
currently 3 a.m. and I am dead.
I'll drink
It'd
to
be nice
that.
to not feel like that.
Absolutely.
That is my only wish.
But that'll bring us down to RJ. RJ, do you have any stars or wishes?
My star was being emotionally damaged.
Yeah. I love it. I love it when I give a gut punch. That's that good stuff.
It hurt so much.
Oh yes.
And it makes me think about a couple things, Rhina, and like how they're gonna do. Or not. How they're just not gonna deal with it.
Yeah, everything's fine.
And I also liked Ellie's fire blast belch after, trying to consume a veggie pack.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
tried vegetables and it didn't work out.
My wish next week is to end combat with a hug. Let's see if we can do it.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Will it be a creepy Voldemort hug? That's the question. That'll bring us, last but not least, to Miguel. And I gotta say, for Miguel, another star for today was Miguel's god finally talking to them and having it be a dumb joke. Sorry about that,
Great.
Miguel.
It's fine. It's on par. It's in character for you, Derek.
Do you have any stars or wishes, though, Miguel?
My star is that I'm finally back after being gone for too long. And just being able to play again. That's my star. And then my wish is more emotional damage for Einar, please.
Oh, wow.
I haven't had enough.
I'll have to pile it on. Block's in this next room, so maybe.
Yeah. I'm gonna get piled on already.
Absolutely.
Just kidding. More emotional damage for all of us.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And oh man. No, I had a whole bunch of fun today, y'all, and it's real good to be back. Let's look at the chat though real quick. I think we had a star or wish. Usually my wife gives one, because she's very nice and supportive. Ellie, Derek, and I want to move to Europe. Yeah, it'd be nice to move to Europe. That'd be that good shit. But yeah, doesn't look like we've got too many stars or wishes. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream. Thank you everybody for joining, and we'll see you next time. Bye.